Right, so this is the MMA UK Women's Show with myself, Becky Davies. We have the wonderful Kerry Stella, all the way from America, as usual. The marvellous Katie Hunter is joining us. And we have as a special guest, our own very Welshy Stephanie.
Very Welsh.
Another Welsh love. Stephanie Page Evans. Now, we've asked Stephanie to join us because I've been watching her fights for quite a long time now, and I think she's brilliant. And we don't have very many Welsh MMA female fighters, so when we do, get a good one, then I think we should celebrate them. So as Stephanie is a rising star, I think it would be a good idea to have her on the show, and follow her journey. So
I'm trying to set my phone up so you can see me.
It's like going all over the place by there.
My arms are going dead. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
So what we want to know is the history of your martial arts journey. When did it start and where did it start?
I joined Nails just over 3 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago now. I played rugby for like 10 years and too many injuries, and it is a bit of a rough sport. And I did it so much I'd like lost all enjoyment for it, I think. So I wanted to do something a bit different. So I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu down in Nails Fight Centre. And it just sort of went from there, really. I didn't do MMA straight away. I just did Jiu-Jitsu and a bit of boxing just for some extra fitness. And the boys nagged me to come to MMA. And I was, no, I don't want to go. But I went just as like an extra bit of fitness, and I loved it. And then I started competing in jiu-jitsu a lot, and I thought, let's have a go. And it took about 2 years for me to get my first fight. I think they wanted to make sure that I was ready, and it's quite difficult to get fights like as a girl in my weight class. Like I'm cut in quite a bit for this one. But normally I would fight at 145 pounds. So it's quite difficult to find fights at that weight as a woman, especially at amateur. So it took about 2 years to get up my first fight. But since then, the balls kept rolling, I think.
It's definitely rolling, yeah. So tell everyone your background work-wise, because that's very interesting.
So I did a maths degree in university, and I came out and I was like, what can I do with Googling? What can I do with a maths degree? So I just sort of fell into teaching. They were giving out bursaries to do a PGC, and I thought, oh well, let's have a go. So I was a maths teacher in a comprehensive school. So for you in the States, that's like a high school. And it was good. I enjoyed it, but it was hard, like just to juggle training. And I think it's something that you've got to really love.
Yeah.
I didn't really love it. So I applied to be a firefighter, and everyone had said like it is really, really competitive to get in.
Yeah.
So I didn't put all my eggs in one basket. I think there was something like 3,000 applicants, and they were picking 12 people. And I got in, So that's what I do now, full time. I work
So you're
like
the
2
female
days.
Stipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love my job now. I absolutely love it. It doesn't feel like work when I go to work. It's like I think if MMA does like start to become like a real big thing for me, I really don't think that I would quit my job. I think I'd still try to juggle it around it because I love it so much.
Yeah, it's a brilliant job. It's a kind of job. If I wasn't a bouncer, I would have loved to have been a firefighter, but I'm really petrified of heights. I'm no good with heights. So
Oh,
it would
Beccy.
be running a mile when it would be time to get at the top and do stuff.
Yeah.
That's no good for me. So I definitely the right job for you, I think. Definitely got that personality for that kind of work. Um, so you're currently 3-0.
Yeah.
So your next fight is with Ivana Siric. If I said
Yeah.
that right, not Siric, it's Siric, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, Katie will know because Katie's interviewed.
She
Uh,
she taught me
last,
how to say it on there, and
yeah,
I still don't think I got it after about 3 times. She gave up and went, yeah, that will do. But it's kind of a cross between it. It's like Siric, I think something like that.
Siric, because Siric, or maybe like when we do when we say Welsh words, there's lots of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
She'll give us, I'm sure.
I'm
How do you
useless.
guys say Joanna's last name? That's like the craziest.
I don't even attempt it.
No, young Jake. What the fuck? That doesn't even look like a word.
I
You, Joanna. Uh,
I do when I'm wrapping hands or I'm calling out names to wrap hands, I always apologise if I get the name wrong because I hate getting names wrong. I like to get them right, so I always double check with the fighter what their names are, so I can get in their good books. So I can fall out.
I used to be like that when I had a new class in school. Trying to read out the register.
I know. As far as we know, it's Ivana Stiric.
Okay.
So I've been watching. I've been having a little look at them. I mean, I say I've been looking at her fight. I worked on 2 of the shows that she was fighting on, but of course I was wrapping hands upstairs, so I didn't see her fight. I did. I think I remember seeing her fight against Charlie Crochet, the French fighter.
Yeah.
Um, but, I don't think I've ever wrapped Ivana's hands. I think I've always wrapped her opponent's hands. But so obviously I don't know her very well. So but I was looking at her fights on Battle Arena, and I've noticed that the 2 of you have got the same method of fighting. So I really,
Yeah.
you're both methodical fighter, at what, keeping the pace and going for it until you get it in the end. So I think that this fight is going to be brilliant. I think it's going to be really explosive, and I think
Yeah.
it'll be one for the books. I was probably going to be fight of the night, I think. So
I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah. So what steps are you taking, without giving too much away? What steps are you taking to prepare for this fight?
Obviously you know that she's southpaw.
Yeah,
So lots of as much sparring as I can with people that are southpaws. Takedowns are very that was a steep learning curve. The takedowns are very different to when someone is stood the other way. So that's really something that I'm working on, because you go to shoot for a double leg and the leg is just not there.
yeah.
So yeah, that's something that I've been working on a lot, and obviously we'll continue to work on throughout the camp, and just getting the rounds in with
yeah,
other southpaws, I think, just because, well, it's hard. It's hard to. It's
It
much
is hard
much
fighting with
harder.
them, isn't it? The dirty
Yeah.
southpaws. I hate sparring with them
I know.
I am, so I hate. They always used to catch me the southpaw, so I hate sparring with them for obvious reasons. But I think the two of you are very strong. I mean, I know you're strong, but from what I see, she looks strong. So
Yeah.
I think I think it's going to be a really good fight, and I think it's going to be a good training camp for you as well. So probably
Yeah.
a hard training camp for you. So Kerry, would you like to ask any questions?
Well, I'm really, really excited. I looked a little bit into you, and I saw that you had been a teacher and all that stuff, and I thought that was really, really cool. But I didn't know you were a firefighter. That's awesome. I mean, you're gonna fear no fucking woman ahead of you when you're fighting fires. Like how do you really? You get in there. You got to get in this cage. You got to fight somebody, and at the end of the day, I love to know how you get in the mindset to be able to do that. But I mean, I can't see it being very hard when, like I said, you're fighting fires.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, I'm like really terrible at getting in the mindset. Like I am really, really bad at it. I get so nervous. I'm like an emotional wreck. If I haven't cried like 3 times in that one day, it's like it's a good day. I literally cry all day. And I'm like, we'll be driving there, and I think, if I was in a car accident now, that would be absolutely fine. Just somebody make me not have to do this.
Oh my God.
Nothing
But
too
you'll
serious,
run
just
into a
enough
fire.
that I need to be kept in for observation.
But then I suppose when the time happens and sort of they come in and they say, okay, you've got 2 more and then you're on, it's like somebody flicks a switch. And my coach Kevin was very, very good at, if my first couple of fights, he was very good at doing that or helping me to do that or doing that for me. He sort of knew the right things to say. So now when I do, I sort of, if he's not there, I just like sort of think of what he would say. And he's like, right, it's time to go. So you just sort of flick a switch. And yeah, but I can't be like that all day. The build up to it just kills me.
Oh, I can imagine. Just keep thinking from now on. Like, if I could fight a fire, I could fight this bitch. If I could fight a fire, I could fight this bitch. You're fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unless she's got flames coming out of her gloves, I think you'll be good.
Yeah. I think everyone feels the same. I think if you don't feel nervous, it means you don't care. I think nerves are good. It means a lot to you. So yeah.
Especially being emotional about it. That that shows how much it means to you.
Yeah.
Somebody to get nervous is one thing, but to get emotional and cry, because it's funny when I get mad and I'm like really heated. Sometimes you got to get me to a certain point. I'll cry. I'm like, why am I fucking crying?
Yeah.
Me. I'm angry. Why am I crying? But I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'll be honest. I burn a piece of toast and I'll cry sometimes.
That is very sad, though.
And then if you forget about the set,
just because it's like in my stomping ground, like I think of this as my show because Jack Mason is my coach, like Colchester's down the road, like this is my favourite show to cover for MMA UK. Like I've done some great big shows, like some shows that I felt really privileged to be at. But it will always be my favourite to cover Cage Warriors Academy Southeast or BCMMA as I still think of it. And like all the guys from my gym who are on the card. And like this is so special to me that like I'll be covering this fight. And obviously speaking to you tonight, I've interviewed Ivana before. Like it's a special belt as well. Like I'm sure this is the one that Joe Doyle held. Before she moved on to protein. So like it's just like it's to me, this is like a fight that I'm really looking forward to. I always really look forward to the girls' fights anyway. And I feel like they always really bring it as well. And Jack just matches really great fights as well, in my humble but biased opinion.
Yeah, I think this is a really, really good matchup.
Yeah.
Obviously you do a little bit of digging when the name comes through, and so she won ADCC in Norway the same time as I won it in the British.
Yeah.
She got a purple belt at the same time I got my purple belt. So it seems like we've had a very, very even journey up to this point. So it is exciting.
Look alike as well. So it's gonna be quite hard for the commentators. They're gonna be a bit stuck on.
I'll take that as a compliment. She is very pretty.
Oh, you both are stunning. Just wear really different coloured shorts.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I'm really excited to be on this show. I didn't really think about it, to be honest, because obviously we've got Cage Warriors in Wales.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Corey McKenna, and she, I was saying, I'm struggling to get matchups, and she actually put me in touch with them, and here we are. So I am really excited about it.
It's a long way to come. How many people are you bringing with you?
I was expecting to just be me and my corner team, but it's turning out to be like a big club weekend away.
I saw quite a few people on Facebook say that they were up for coming.
Yeah, it's turning to be like a busload of people just having a weekend away.
Amazing.
I might be joining them as well. I'm thinking of coming.
Please come, Beccy.
Yes.
I don't usually go to any shows unless I'm working on them, but I really want to see. I think I saw the last two fights Stephanie had. I just think I saw the first one, but I saw the last two. So I really want to see this. Even if I just come to see this fight, I am seriously thinking of coming to this show.
Do it.
Yes, do it, and we'll all have a big piss up after. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. You can say a big fucking piss up if you want.
I might go drink though, wouldn't there? Because I'll be the sad one sat in the corner with a bloody glass of lemonade.
You can look after my belt.
I'll look after yourself. There we are. And then every time you want to take it with it, I'll just pass it to you. I'll say, there you are, your belt. There you go. That's Welsh confidence for you, Harry. You can't get that anywhere else.
No.
So, Katie, did you want to ask any other questions?
Well, kind of you've obviously got the job of your dreams already. I just wondered, you're an amateur MMA fighter at the moment. How far you plan on taking this? Is this something you see yourself becoming professional at? Do you want to try and push it as far as you can?
Yeah. So the end of the year, November, I'm going to Bahrain to compete in the World IMAFs.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a really good opportunity for me. And then depending on how that goes, obviously I'm hoping you don't go all the way to Bahrain and not hope to win.
Yeah.
It's a long flight. So I'm hoping that I win. And yeah, if I do, then I'd like to go pro at the beginning of next year, maybe March time. But I think a lot of fighters, they start with that dream of being in the UFC. And I think little goals are more important. So
yeah,
winning Worlds is sort of my little goal for now, and then after that,
though.
Yeah. And then after that, will be my professional debut will be my next goal, and I'm just gonna see how far I can go with it. Like, obviously, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't wanna make it big, but you know, I think everyone wants to. But I'm just thinking of like the immediate future rather than long term.
I think the IMAF tournaments are such a great way for people to test themselves, amateurs to test themselves against, because it's, you know, like your local scene, you kind of know the people around you. When you go there, you're accepting fights against anyone in the world who wants to compete with you, or the Europeans, anyone in Europe that wants to compete in your weight class. I think that's such a good test for if you're ready for the next level.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So having a professional debut was something that I definitely wanted to do from the start of this journey. And I think, like you said, this will be a perfect test to see if I'm ready. If I'm not, then that's fine, and I'll have a couple more amateur fights. But if I win, then I'd like to just make my professional debut next year.
Awesome.
Yay.
I hope that I win.
You'll be all right.
You are going to win. Put it out to the universe when you win.
Yeah.
And so now as well, Wales has got a separate team to England, haven't they? It used to be the UK MMAF, and now we've got GB, sorry. It was UK MMAF, and now we've got the English one and the Welsh one, and
I know.
I believe Scotland are allowed to compete with England until they've got their own one sorted out. But
so I'll be going with
kind
MMA
of double the
Company.
competition within, you know, the UK as well. Yeah.
I think that it's a good thing, like, to just have more fights. Just because I think like the pool is so small for women.
I agree.
You know, just any chance you can get, like, to have more fights when you get out there. The last thing you want is to travel all that way and then there'd be hardly any people in your category. I'm not sure what it's like. I thought that it was going to be like that for Worlds, for IBJJF Worlds. I went there in June, and there was 27 people in my weight category.
Oh my God. Wow.
I know.
How did you get on?
I won the first two fights and then lost the third to the girl that won double gold. So that wasn't too bad.
That's not too bad, no.
Yeah.
But when I go to like local jiu-jitsu tournaments, or even the bigger ones, even like Warrior Cup and stuff like that, like with quite a lot of competitors, I've been there where I've been the only, like, there's a girl's not turned up who was supposed to be my only matchup, and then they say like, do you want to go up in weight, or do you, like, I know, because I'm already going from Masters 2, there's no one there, no old birds like me, so do you want to compete in Masters? No, nobody in Masters. Okay, you're in with the adults, so I'm competing with like the 21-year-olds. Make them 6 foot as well. Amazing. You don't want to go. I don't want to like fly all the way to Bahrain and it be not like that sort anyone, of. Right? So I think it is a good thing to split the teams up and just have more people there. I do think that is a good thing. Yeah, definitely. I'm a bit worried. Can anyone else see if Becky's moving? She's frozen for me.
No, I'm moving. I think I am.
Oh no, she's not. I think
no,
she was just really still.
I can hear you.
I'm just being
you, but you're not moving, Becky.
Oh, there she is.
No, Becky was stuck. I'm like, maybe
in the
Becky's
room.
just really intently listening.
She's still sat here.
I thought I'd sent her to sleep.
I'm listening. I'm here. I'm in the room. Don't worry.
No, you'd frozen on my screen.
Frozen, right?
Yeah, you did.
It's not showing this as technical difficulties.
They always happen.
There's always something going wrong on this show. So, who do you look up to then, Stephanie?
Oh, there's so many people to look up to, isn't there? Like, you've got Leah McCourt,
Yeah.
Molly McCann. Corey
Yes.
now is like
Yeah.
paving the way
Yeah.
for us Welshies, even though she's not Welsh, but she lives here, so she sort of is
She's an adopted.
an adopted Welshie. Yeah, there's so many people, like women from the UK, that are doing really, really well at the moment. So yeah, there's loads of people to look up to. And then obviously going out and training in Team Alpha Male,
Yeah.
there was just the standard of people out there, the standard of women fighters out there was insane. Like training with Sarah McMahon, like that is crazy. And Alexis Davis.
Yeah.
So there's just so many people, so many women that are just like absolutely killing it at the moment to look up to. I couldn't even list them all.
Yeah. There are a lot of them. So, is there anybody that you would like to train with, either here in the UK or over in America?
I'd love to go. So I'm planning to go back to Team Alpha Male next year. I'm going to try and go out once a year. Unfortunately, I can't get any more time than that off work.
Yeah.
So yeah, to go back there and train with Sarah and the girls out there would be absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to Corey coming back because she's out there at the moment. Because before she left, we'd started training together a bit. So I'm looking forward to her coming back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd quite like to get maybe some sessions in with Molly and Leah McCourt. Either maybe ahead of this one or ahead of Worlds. So we'll see.
Yeah. If you are, there'll always be, especially Molly. She's always up for, helping anybody out, or just ask her. Good as gold, and so's Leah. Leah's always been really nice as well. So I mean, that would be good for you to go and train with females like that,
Yeah.
So
They're
It's
training
such a good
together in Ireland
opportunity.
at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I did see, yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I know. I don't think I could go to Ireland and not have a pint though.
After this one. Especially if you've got to make bantamweight.
Yeah, I know. I was literally, before you phoned, I was like Googling how many calories are in a cup of tea. That's what my life is now.
Oh, bless you.
I know. Luckily, it's only like 10, so we're okay.
So how many have you had?
A lot. A lot.
Green tea's good for you when you're training.
Yeah, it is. It tastes like shit, though.
It does taste like shit. That's one word for it. I suppose it doesn't come in shit flavour, so they're mostly, but they try to do lemon and all sorts of things, but they just taste like shit, all of them, really. Make a nice flavour.
The things that are nice to drink when you've got something to eat with them, and not the same things that taste good when you're just drinking them by themselves with you can't eat anything it's just a bummer, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate dieting so much.
So featherweight is your preferred division then? Like if you is Bellator really the goal rather than UFC? With they do have more of a stacked featherweight division. Or would you want to cut to bantamweight to go to the UFC?
Yeah, I think professional wise, I'd probably cut down to bantamweight.
Right.
There was talk about trying to get me to cut down to 125. That was thrown about. I was like, absolutely not.
How
I'm 5'9".
Oh my God.
I'm not. There's no way. I mean, I don't think I've been 125 pounds since I was like 10.
You could be like one of those anorexic catwalk models if you just get
It's
down
such an
that
ugly
far.
look,
I
too.
know.
It's really not a good look. Oh.
And then I had a picture with Molly at Cage Warriors in Cardiff, and I stood next to her and I thought, no, there is absolutely no way I could make the same weight as her. Like, I was almost a whole head taller than her. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. So yeah, I think I would cut down to 135 for just to fight professionally, because you've got more scope to cut a bit of water as well. So
Yeah, you don't want to make yourself ill. I mean, no fighter should make themselves ill. We know when they cut weight for a fight.
yeah, I mean, I can cut down to 145 pounds comfortably, like through diet.
Yeah.
So I'll just do that and then cut the rest as water. So it'll be fine. Yeah.
And what about dream matchups?
Oh, that's a good question. I really don't know. I'm just sort of winging it at the moment, fighting anyone I can. I don't know.
That's the sign of a good fighter, that is. They'll fight anyone who's put in front.
Yeah. I just like Frangle will say this, you're fighting this person next, and I'm like, okay.
Well, you should be able to fight it. And and I have a lot of respect for people that, like, when their opponent gets changed up, they're like, whatever. It is what it is. Anyway. It'll dance, shit, it happens.
Yeah.
I think like, sorry, go on, Steph.
I was just gonna say, I think like as a woman, just in the UK, just because the pool is so small, it is growing, but like it is still quite small. You don't really have, like, if you want to fight regularly, you don't really have the luxury to be picky. Like, I don't have the luxury to be turning down fights. Like,
but what about dreaming big for the future, like Amanda Nunes? Like,
oh my gosh, I'm hoping that she's retired by the time oh, I really don't know.
What about nobody really brings it up too much because it's like so new, but Professional Fighters League, I mean, I don't know if you would have to cut much at all. 155 is their female division.
But then 155?
That's their women's division is 155, and they fight for $1 million championship at the end of the year. And
oh my gosh,
they paid per each fight, and they fight quite a few times during the year to get there. Wild.
Who's this for?
It's called PFL. Professional Fighters League, PFL.
Oh yeah. So I trained with Jenna Fabian.
Okay.
So I don't know, I think, is she competing in that? I'm not sure, but
I think so.
Amazing. But I think maybe that might be a bit too heavy for me, because she was like 6 foot.
Oh,
she was really tall. So I think I would be quite small for 155.
You never know, because I don't think Kayla's that tall. Looking at her, I've stood next to her. I don't think she's much taller than like 5'7", 5'8". She's just like big.
She is muscly.
She is a big. She's like a bulldog running at people. So off the subject,
I think
who do you guys think Cyborg's about to sign with? Because I can't wait to find out.
I think Bellator.
I think Bellator.
Well, she's been with Coca before, and she just, I think, what was today the anniversary of her and Gina Carano's fight.
Yeah.
When she retired, Gina, I will call it that.
Yeah, I think Bellator. I was contemplating maybe she would go to 1, but I don't know.
Well, the cool thing is if she goes to Bellator, they do a lot of crossovers with Risen. So Ryzen, however you pronounce it. So she could fight outside of her contract. She could even fight in Invicta outside of her contract.
That's why I think it's going to appeal to her, because they've got the best female featherweight division themselves. including my friend Big Bad Olga Rubin, and then they also do that cross promotion thing. So it's like closing no doors to her other than the UFC, which is just, I'm ready for that to be over. As much as I wanted to see the Amanda Nunes rematch, if it's going to be this much hard work every time, who needs it? The great thing about MMA is it's not like boxing. It doesn't take years to make a fight. It doesn't take years of build up. But for some reason, they just clash heads every time, and it's just such an ordeal. And I think we're all ready for it to be like over.
I know, definitely.
She definitely needs to be with an organization that's going to treat her well. You know, it's how they treat her.
Yeah, I don't think the UFC treats her very well.
No.
What about Invicta, Seth? If Invicta called you up in a year's time, what would you say?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't thought that far ahead. I don't know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. Probably yes. I mean, it would all depend on like where they would want me to fight and things like that. So
have you got manager, Steph, or just a coach?
Just a coach. Yeah.
I'm trying to be Stephanie's manager, but she won't let.
Becky's my manager. She was wrapping my hands and a journalist walked past and she was like, you need to come and interview this girl.
I love it when people do that to me though, when I'm at a show. I love it when people say interview this person. They turn out to be the best ones of the night, you know? So 100%.
Yeah.
Well, Becky's never wrong, so.
People. So it's nice if people, you know, let us know, you know, people that we've missed along the way, like, you know, and then, you know, we can become fans, you know, new fans then, you know. So that was funny, that was. I was looking and then he ended up interviewing our Lioness Cut team then for the same show. But yeah, that was good. He was a nice guy, that journalist. That was for the local thing. Yeah, that was for the Carmarthen Herald local paper. That was for John Phillips' show. So yeah, that was very good. I try and do my mentally positive thing on Stephanie every time I wrap her hand into that mentally positive, you know, to get into that fight and just do it, you know.
That's very impartial of you, Becky. As impartial as my post-fight interviews.
And I'm usually sat there like, am I going to be okay?
Oh, bless you. I'm going to give you a hug when you turn up at Kerry.
Who's that, me or Steph?
Both of you. So, what does everyone think about Kat Zingano being released from the UFC?
I think, I don't know if she was like sort of active enough.
I would say she wasn't active, really, was she? So
yeah, I think maybe it was a good thing for her. Maybe I think she'd be better in like something like Bellator. I think she would be better suited.
I feel like her last loss was really unlucky, or the Megan Anderson loss was very unlucky. She won the one before that, I think, and then she'd lost a couple before that. But I know that, like, even though she won the Amanda Nunes fight, she took so much damage from that fight. I don't know if any of you listened to her on the Joe Rogan podcast, but she moved to California and was driving something like an hour a day to go and have like this special brain therapy to try and reverse like the effects of what had happened to her from that fight. And in the meantime, like before she even found out about this therapy, all of her she was going into training and trying to keep training, and kind of like her distance was off, and like everything, like she was shooting for takedowns and everything was off. She was like too far out, or her timing was off. And like the fights that she lost following that, she just said, I think there were a couple of other ones after that I can't really remember the exact timeline, but like it's only recently that she's been going for this like brain therapy to try and get herself back on track. I just feel like she's one of the like UFC OGs.
Oh
And
yeah,
she's been through a
definitely.
lot, obviously, with her husband passing, being a single mum, like this stuff with her brain, like the last fight that was like, God, I thought she'd lost her sight in one eye. I
Yeah.
just feel like she could have been treated a little bit more respectfully than the way that this like announcement came out. It just didn't seem like very befitting of like somebody who'd done so much for the promotion. And also,
Yeah,
if you're going to have someone like BJ Penn, who obviously
continuously loses,
who's just going to keep on, I don't know what his skid is, like 8 losses in a row, something like that now, like hasn't won since 2013. I don't think it would have hurt to let her contract come to an end rather than, and if she's not ready to fight, if she's not active, would it have hurt to keep her on the, you're only paying her when she's fighting. If she's not fighting, just, I don't know, I just felt like she could have been dealt with a bit more respectfully for what she's done and what she's been through as well.
Yeah, she's been one of the pioneers of women's MMA in the UFC. Like her fight with Ronda Rousey, like she's done a lot for the sport, and I think it's not very nice for them to just like chuck her out the way that they did. But I think for her it's probably like a good thing. It's not been done very nice, but I think that this is a good thing. That she wasn't getting, like, she did not get very good matchups. Like she did not get very good matchups with them. She was always sort of the underdog, and she is good. Like, I think you need to build people. I think you need to build people up the right way, and I think with them, they sort of pick the people that they want to build up. And I think that that's what's happened with her, and she just maybe hasn't been picked as the person that, and she's just been fed to people to build up their records, and I don't think it's very fair, because I think that this is a good thing for her. Maybe if she goes to Bellator, she'll
time to heal
back up again.
Her brain, I would imagine her brain would definitely, because the brain is a funny organ, it takes, it's a very complex thing, the brain, so it would take a lot of time to heal if it's been damaged like that, and maybe it will never be 100%, but I think she should go away and heal and, be with her family, and then decide if another promotion comes along, and then decide. But you've got to be being hit in in the brain repeatedly and having injuries and carrying on. You've got to be so careful.
I'm sure she was saying around that time as well, she was like really, really, really struggling to lose weight, like to just like bring it down. And she was saying like she was bringing her calories right down, and in the end she was eating like just a few hundred calories a day, and she's doing all that training, and then you can't train properly because you're not eating enough. Like you can't train as hard as you would be training. But her weight wasn't coming down, and she was like, I've never been in this position where it's just not coming down. So
I think as you get older, that sort of does happen, doesn't it?
I know, as well, right?
I'm testament. It happens to me. It's been happening every day. I'm coming up to 50 now, so it's like, you know, time's been a bit of a bastard to me, and so then
You've
one
got
day,
it beautiful, Beccy.
oh yeah.
You look gorgeous. Time's been fine. We're getting better with age. We're like wine, like what Katie's drinking.
Yeah.
Fine wine.
That could be the Botox, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I need to get some of that.
Well, Steph have got secrets that we can't tell anybody about what we've had done.
I've really got those banned substances.
Just a little bit of filler here and there. Fill out the wrinkles.
It's Ian nowadays. So I'm just
saying this, I'm like 26. Teaching put years on me. I've got grey hair. I'm glad I'm sitting this far away because I've not done my roots and I've got grey hair. I'm 26. I'm going grey.
Why do you think my hair is red? It's not.
I hoped I had like another 30 years before this happened, though.
Honestly, life is strange. So,
Yeah.
questions. Or is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Steph?
No, not really. I'd like to just say a quick thank you to all my sponsors that are helping me throughout this fight camp. We've got Sanders Body Repairs, Michael Monaghan, a couple of the boys from work are really pulling through. So he owns a drive-in. Why can't I make a sentence? He owns like a
Me too much, I think. I can't
driving
even
school. A driving school, yes. So he owns a driving school, and then we've got Anthony Pugh. He's helping me, so he's a builder. MN Body Coach. Jay Jordan's personal training. So JPT is helping me so much. If anyone needs any personal training in the Port Talbot area, he's amazing. And then Colossal Strength and Conditioning in Port Talbot. They are fantastic. So there's been loads and loads of positive responses to sponsorship at the moment. I am taking on more. So yeah, I am open to some more. So if any like small businesses in the Port Talbot area would like to sponsor me, I'll be taking on a couple more over the next couple of weeks. And then obviously I'll have to put my banner and stuff into print. So yeah, get in touch.
What about anybody in the team? Shout out to anyone names in the team.
There's too many to shout out. They all did say that I should name drop. Glenn in particular
Glenn,
wanted a name drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all helping me so much. They're all absolutely great. So Reese Hughes is going to be my main sparring partner, I think. So he's a southpaw, so he helps me so much. Owain Davies, he comes down from CTC to help, and then Frango is just like he always there. That boy puts up with some shit from me, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I absolutely do his head in, and he's always there. So big thank you to him.
Well, someone's got to be there, haven't they? Someone's got to do it. You've got to scream and
Yeah.
shout. You have someone to scream and shout at and get your anger out on, you know. So
Yeah.
your
Oh
team.
no, it's usually him screaming and shouting at me.
Okay, can you cry?
And me crying. No, I don't cry. I do.
I think Colchester has got to be get ready for the Nails team coming down, because if anyone's ever been to any of the Welsh shows, when I used to do fight reports on all the Welsh shows, there were always a massive group of peak supporters. Then I didn't know the fighters so well or anyone so well, and they would, on to God, when the fighter won, they would go absolutely mental, and I always used to think, bloody yeah, look at them, not God, they go bloody mental. Well, this is the nails team, the nails support. And now I totally understand why they do that. And I mean, I've got to know a lot of them now, and I've got to know a lot of the fighters, obviously. And you never know, I could be there in Colchester doing the same damn thing with all the nails team.
I hope you are.
I hope you are too, Beccy.
I'll probably end up behind the camera with Katie, interviewing bloody people knowing me.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I going to shows and not working, you know, so I
know
may.
it's the best way to see all the fighters, Beccy.
Yeah,
Let
I
me know. I'll get you on the media list.
Well, I think I might hold you to that because I can wrap Stephanie's hands in the background and then I can come and help you out then. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
that would be a job. I'm not really good at sitting in the audience and not doing anything. I like to be doing something, you know.
I
Joking.
think my phone's gonna die.
Oh Lord, no! All right. So I think we've come to the end now because Steph's phone is going to die.
I can run upstairs and put it on charge, but my bedroom's a mess. So
I think we're going to wrap it up now anyway.
yeah, I know.
Thank you, ladies. It was I really enjoyed myself tonight, and
Me.
I think we all had a good laugh, and we showed them what's what. I think so.
Yeah. I think this could be a weekly thing. We'll just like do it. We'll do this and have a cup of tea.
Yeah, we'll do it regularly. Well, I think I'm coming down to your gym next week, Steph, so we'll have a
Brill.
I come down. But thank you, everyone, and thank you, Steph, for being our guest, our special guest tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, Kerry, and thank you, Katie, very much for letting me do this.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you all, and best of luck with training, Steph.
Always gonna go.
Stay healthy.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for
Bye.
having us, guys. Bye.